So this is my dream GTI Clubsport. It's absolutely unbelievable. I'm going to go through everything I've learned about this car over the 4 days that I've had it from Volkswagen. Yeah, brilliant. I've done about 300 miles in the car and absolutely loved it. It's felt so special, and I'm a little bit stunned and lost for words, but we'll go through everything really about this really cracking car. I've never had a day in it where it hasn't made me feel special. I've never had a car like that. You know, it's just been absolutely wonderful. I love the paint, the Oryx white. This particular car, the specification, it's the perfect specification for me now. I love it on the Richmond 18-inch wheels. I love it with the dynamic chassis control, with the special mode. I think it's wonderful. You might have seen other videos on my channel on this car. This is sort of the final summary, really. The paint is perfect. Nostalgically for me, I've loved them on the Golf Rs back in sort of like the Mark 7, the Oryx white. It's just that extra step special, and actually would really tempt me towards this car over a Golf R just because of the paint options. The driving ability has been so great. It's got way more than the 300 horsepower quoted. I'd say 320 easy. The front end is good. The comfort's good. The tinted windows and the length of the car actually makes you feel quite cocooned. The panoramic roof lets a great amount of light in. Even if you look at today, it's quite dark and dingy, but actually you kind of need some sort of sun. Yeah, I've shown so many videos of it in the sun and it's sort of gleaming. The black pack works for me. As you can see, there's no red bar on this GTI. It's my dream GTI. It's, to date, it's the car of 2025 for me. And actually, I felt more special in this than I have done in a Golf R before in the past. I think perhaps a Golf R Clubsport might have to be considered to change that. If I know more about that, I'll share that with you on the channel. But this particular car, we'll go inside. I'm literally probably about half an hour away from giving the car back. I'll tell you how much MPG I've got, the miles I've done in it, and a few other bits around it. Must-have options for me. I think dynamic chassis control with the special mode is a must-have. It just the way it sort of pre-ignitions the revs on idle, so it just sounds a bit more raughty. And that for me is better. The way it works, the gearbox has been good. Really fast on downshifts, but I'll be honest, I found it quite slow on upshifts, certainly in manual mode. But I have enjoyed sort of playing around with it. In its firmest suspension setting on the DCC, which is a variable thing, which is an option on this car, it's too firm in the UK. Traction is the only thing that is perhaps, when it's all wet and slippery and more UK-like, it's a little bit challenging. It makes some interesting noises actually, which kind of scares me sometimes. I'd definitely go with the black pack. It looks like a Golf R from the front. It's been practical. It's been amazing. But let me step inside and let me hand this car back and sort of, yeah, share the last of this amazing GTI Clubsport. And that's it. We're at VW's handover place to hand this car back. Yeah, who'd have thought a humble VW Golf could be so special? Certainly the most exciting Golf I've ever driven. And a car that, even though it's serious, it doesn't seem to take itself too seriously. And I like that. It's kind of like a reality car. Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit speechless, really. Sad to be giving it back. Let me just show you a few of the stats of the car while I've kind of got it here. Basically show you what it's kind of achieved for me, if that makes sense, on some of the stuff. So if we go to vehicle, data, so I've got 40 miles left of range, but since refueling, I have done 321 miles in this car. Yeah, that's my kind of long-term ability of the car. 318 miles, pretty much had a full tank when I got it. 33.1. I had a journey where I got like 46 miles per gallon on the M25, which is pretty good. 3,092 miles for this particular car. It's pretty dirty at the moment because obviously I'm handing it back. I've got that's my Golf R parked next to it, which VW have kindly been looking after as I've had this car for 4 days. What are some of my kind of summary points of this? Every journey has been really good, really special. It sometimes loses a bit of traction with the front end. It's got a lot of power through those front wheels. You would get through tyres. So that's kind of the reality. Truth is, you can't always have the pan roof open, but it's nice to just have it up. DCC, it felt really comfortable for me. The seats felt really comfortable. I did some mega journeys, and actually the miles don't say it justice because the time spent in this car has been a lot. While I've had this car, the M25 was closed, so I had some journeys where I was just stuck crawling for hours, and I really liked it. I had the travel assist, and it just did it for me. It just took the stress and the pressure off, and I didn't even really feel the need of a manual gearbox. It just feels like it's a real nice sweet spot actually, in the GTI range, and yeah, there's really nothing. I can recommend this car 100%. And is it worth kind of like the price? I'd probably say yes, because I was chatting to the owner who's had one for 6 months yesterday. You might have seen it in a previous video, the Ice Blue Metallic. And I can't see them making too many of these cars, particularly with the likes of electric now. There's electric chargers next to me and no emission regulations. You know, this is a 2-litre combustion engine car, 300 horsepower. It's not going to sit in a friendly category, let's say. So I think it's going to be quite a rare car. And as a result, particularly the 8.5s, you just don't know how long they're going to last. Yeah, you just don't know. And as a result, it kind of hits that special sweet spot. And obviously, this car is spec'd at £48,000. I've seen some. Might have seen some of my videos. You can check them on the used market, and there are some sort of in the 39,000s, which is pretty cool. I really liked actually one point as well with the 18-inch wheels, diamond cut, and I find this on my Golf R as well, which you can see there. It's also got 18-inch wheels there. On the potholes on UK roads, I feel much happier on these than I would ever on a 19. So that's me. And actually, I think the looks works with it now, and I think the red brake calipers works with it now. It is my dream spec car. But I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the realities of owning it. You know, obviously economy could be better, but I have had a little bit of fun. It gets a lot of looks, particularly in this pearlescent paint and with the pan roof open. So if that's your thing, great. Equally, I kind of like to stay a little bit under the radar sometimes, and this car's worked okay. If you just don't rise to the bait and just cruise along, you're fine. And I haven't felt the need to sort of like really push the car. It's been great in the dry. I've also driven it in the wet on a point of view, which you might have seen on my channel. So I've done so much stuff on this. I can't even really get into grips with the infotainment here with you. Here it is, the 8.5 infotainment. Let's step outside before I hand the car back. Yeah, you can see how sad I am. I'm sort of like looking down, just like I'm also a bit run down, and the car's looked after me. Last week, I can't really describe to you how there was points where I was extremely ill, and yeah, basically nearly died. So yeah, a story for another day, really. I think that one. But this car's really looked after me and kept me safe, which has been nice. Let's step outside, because the main parts about this car, as cool as it is in the inside, and as great as these body-hugging sports seats are. Oh, what's it telling me? Lots of bings, lots of bongs. Turn it off. I've got the key. There's the Golf R. Oh, I kind of hope they might have washed it for me. I guess not. Yeah, it's a bit dirty now, the Oryx White, and it's a bit grey. You can see it all down there. Very dirty, very used, but still kind of looking quite good. You've got kind of like the facelift lights and panoramic roof. There's my Golf R, which I will be getting back into. So it's not exactly a bad day. Yeah, the front end with the black pack. There you go. So, saying goodbye to the GTI Clubsport. It's been a great experience. Big thank you to Volkswagen for sort of like the opportunity with it. And that's it. My dream GTI Clubsport. And, you know, I want to see an R Clubsport now, because if this is anything to go by, that would be special. And you know what? It's really got me really into the GTI kind of thing now, more so than I would probably say I thought. Currently, I would have this over an R. Genuinely would. I saw a 25 plate white Golf R, and it didn't look anywhere as good as this. That Oryx white paint makes that extra special difference. And it was just so capable when it sped off, whereas this, you're more engaging, more exciting, and it's just brilliant. Brilliant. I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours, but plenty of other videos if you want to see those, and subscribe. We'll see what's coming up next. One thing to add, actually, there's a few little like parts that I wanted to mention about this car. Although they've really improved the quality with the 8.5, it's like they're 90% there. There's a few bits which are just a little bit too plasticky. So if you look like here, it's good, it's better feeling, but then you've got here and it's plasticky, that's nice, that's a bit leathery, but then that's plasticky, and then that's really cheap, and that's kind of plasticky. Yeah, like my Mark 7 Golf R is much better than that. So just one little thing to mention, but as I begin to recover, I'm really going to miss this GTI, and yeah, well, yeah, I can 100% recommend if you've got one or getting one. What a car, what a car. And comment below, it's a community channel, and we'll all get involved and go from there.